Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharini, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatharini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so quickly I'll just share my screen. Right. So we are continuing our discussions from the 4th chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is, the title is Sanatana Goswami meets the Lord at Jagannath Puri. And we know how initially Sanatana Goswami was not well. He had sores all over his body. It was very painful. Sanatana Goswami wanted to commit suicide. Mahaprabhu, knowing the Mahaprabhu is non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Paramatma in everybody's heart understood the intentions and thoughts of Sanatana Goswami, and then he says that your body is my property, you cannot destroy your property. And that way he says, and then later he embraces Sanatana Goswami, and the Vasudev, the leper at Kurma Kshetra, how his leprosy was immediately vanquished, or it just disappeared upon the touch of the Supreme Lord. Similarly, Sanatana Goswami's body, which was had foul odor, as well as it was very painful to see. Also, all sores all over his body is immediately disappeared, and he got a beautiful body yet again. So these are the wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Krishna Goswami says that he is able to, it is like unlimited pastimes. Day in, day out, there are unlimited pastimes performed by the Supreme Lord at Jagannath Puri. But only a very small portion of it has been captured in Chaitanya Charitamrita for us devotees to relish, because the unlimited pastimes cannot be captured in a book. So these are the wonderful pastimes going on. So then that particular day, Mahaprabhu embraces Sanatana Goswami, and they leave, and he leaves for his noon duties. And then Haridas Thakur and Sanatana Goswami are completely amazed, so completely overwhelmed by the joy and happiness, and were completely surprised also. And then they just continue to glorify the Supreme Lord. So we will read CC from CC Antya Lila 4.206 onwards. Devotees, you can please raise your hand. Says Prashanti Mataji. So we read 5 verses at a time, and then next devotee reads. Yes, Mataji, 4.206.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
हे मत सनातन राहे प्रभु स्थाने कृष्ण चैतन्य गुण कथा हरिदास सने. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, Sanatana Goswami stayed under the care of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and discussed the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Haridas Thakura.
So the day and night was spent simply by talking about the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Next one. Prashanti Mataji.
डोल यात्रा देखी प्रभु तांड्रे विदया दिला. विदाय दिला माताजी. विदाय दिला वृंदावने ये करीबेना सबस शिखैला. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. After they saw the Dola Yatra festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Sanatana Goswami fully about what to do in Vrindavana and bade him farewell.
So Sanatana Siksha was in Varanasi, And then exactly this Dola Yatra happens mostly between March, April, like that. Because previously he had it's almost 1 year he was in Jagannath Puri. And previous year when he came, the Rath Yatra was yet to happen. So it was some like April, May, like that. June, July, Rath Yatra happens. And Rath Yatra over, and then Mahaprabhu cured the disease apparently by just simply by touching Sanatan Goswami. And then Sanatan Goswami stays till March, April, like that. And then the Dola Yatra festival happens. And after the Dola Yatra festival, Mahaprabhu clearly says that what he is supposed to do in Vrindavan and told him, bid him farewell. Actually, basically, it was establishing the lost places and writing books about the achar and vichar of a devotee, how exactly a devotee should behave, how he should be, what is devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And so these are the one of many of the things, few of the many things which Mahaprabhu tells to Sanatan Goswami. Next one. Yes, next one, Mataji.
Yeah. ये काले विदाय विदाय हैला प्रभु चरणे दोई जनर विच्छेद दासनायाय वर्णने. Translation by Prabhupada ki Jai. The scene of separation that took place when Sanatan Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took leave of each other is so piteous that it cannot be described herein.
So both were so much in love with each other. See, we being in love with Lord is one level. Lord being in love with us is next level altogether. And here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is feeling separation from Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami naturally and obviously is feeling separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they could not leave each other. Too much of viraha was happening. And that was a very sad scene to watch. Like that Krishna Kaviraj Goswami is telling. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, ma'am. ये वन पथे प्रभु गेला वृंदावन से पते ये मना का कैला सनातन. Translation by Prabhupada ki Jai. Sanatana Goswami decided to go to Vrindavana by the very forest path Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had traversed.
So it is the Jarikanda forest path only, but exactly like from this end, because Jarikanda forest would be very big maybe. So he had asked all the details from Balabhadra Bhattacharya, who was then the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and same path he traversed because Mahaprabhu tried to go to Vrindavan 2 times. First time he goes via Ramakeli way, and that is the time he meets Sanatana Goswami first time actually. And then he comes back to Jagannath Puri, and second time he goes via Charikanda forest and stays in Vrindavan for 2 months, and then he comes back to Jagannath Puri, and return he has come via Prayag, Varanasi, Bengal, and then they go back to Orissa. This was the path route taken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now Sanatan Goswami, when he is going to Vrindavan, he takes the same forest path which was taken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Even this is done, Mother. Yeah. ये पते ये ग्रामा नाड़ी सैला यहाँ ये लीला बलभद्र भट्ट स्थाने सबलिकी नीला. Translation by Prabhupada ki Jai. Sanatan Goswami noted from Balabhadra Bhattacharya all the villages, rivers and hills where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had performed his pastimes.
So Mahaprabhu means it was a walking route. So really quite many days he had spent in that forest area. So Balabhadra Bhattacharya knew exactly what all happened, and those things he meditated Sanatana Goswami, and he goes via the same places, same waterfalls, same mountains he crosses and remembers Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, that is the level of a devotee. Now we don't have that kind of close association. Apparently, we should meditate on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu more than that. He had such close association, but that familiar breeding contempt is not there when it comes to pure devotees of the Lord. So more he was associated with Chaitanya, more he wanted to be associated with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We get so exhausted by our own things, our body gets tired, and we just want to take rest, and we just want to do what pleases me. And that time, Lord is there very much in the background. Unfortunately, that is our situation. So the ideal thing is constantly remembering the Lord, and when we constantly remember and meditate the Lord, the joy in the heart automatically comes. To experience that, first we need to meditate. That much effort we have to put, then only the joy comes. But for us, the joy as of now is coming by our own sense gratification, and unfortunately, we are not able to invest sufficiently on the transcendental level actually. But that is okay because at least we are on the path and we know what is the ideal thing. Somewhere, someday we may reach there, at least by meditating. Lord may be merciful on us. But the thing is, Sanatana Goswami was constantly meditating. Every river, every mountain, every path which he was taking, he was saying, yes, here Mahaprabhu had come. In that meditation, he goes towards Vrindavan. Yes, Swati Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
महाप्रभुर भक्त गणे सभरे मिलिया सेई पाते चली आया से स्थान देखिया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sanatana Goswami met all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then traveling by that same path visited the places through which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had passed. Shall I read purport, Mataji?
Yes.
Sri Bhakti Vinoda Thakur writes in a song, Sharanagati 31.3, Gaura Amara Yei Sabastane, Karala Brahmana Range, Sei Sabastana, Heri Bam Ami, Prayani Bhakta Sange, Pranayi Bhakta Sange. May I visit all the holy places associated with the Leelas of Lord Chaitanya and his devotees. A devotee should make a point of visiting all the places where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes. Indeed, few devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even want to see the places he simply visited for only hours or minutes.
Is the sentiment of an actual real devotee is like little time also. If he has just passed through, he didn't spend a night there or did not eat prasad in that village, he just crossed over. Then also devotees want to know exactly all this path that was traversed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that should be the consciousness or the mood of a devotee, is what Bhakti Vinod Thakur says. Next one, Mataji, Swati Mataji.
ये लीला प्रभु पाते कैला ये स्थाने ताहा देखी प्रेमावेश हया सनातने. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As soon as Sanatana Goswami visited a place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had performed his pastimes on the way, he was immediately filled with ecstatic love.
No, because that is the happiness of the soul. Because the soul always wants to get associated with the Supreme Lord. But unfortunately, we have always given it only material pleasures, and the soul has been conditioned to seek for material pleasure. But when it actually gets a spiritual pleasure, that the happiness that it gets, we can actually feel it, because the soul is within our heart only, na. So we can actually feel it. That is, that we can experience this when we serve someone, when we speak some sweet words, and we actually do some service. We take some little inconvenience for ourselves to do some service, so do some good to others. That kind, that a blink of that bliss that is experienced is the actual experience of the soul. So pure devotees always are doing such kind of activities, and so they are always in that spiritual bliss all the time. So that is called as ecstatic love. Yes, Mataji, next one.
यही माते सनातन वृंदावने आइला पाशे ऐसी रूपा गोसानी तांड्रे में लीला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, Sanatana Goswami reached Vrindavana. Later, Rupa Goswami came and met him.
Now, Rupa Goswami was in Jagannath Puri. Rupa Goswami leaves Jagannath Puri and Sanatana Goswami comes to Jagannath Puri. Now, Sanatana Goswami has spent 1 year in Jagannath Puri and now he has reached Vrindavan. Now, after, behind him, Rupa Goswami has come. But otherwise, 1 year before only he should have reached now. But he has come after that. What happened? Next, Mataji.
एकवत्सर रूप गोसानीर घौड़े विलंब हैला कुटुंबेर स्थिति अर्थ विभागकारी ढीला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Rupa Goswami had been delayed in Bengal for a year because he was dividing his money among his relatives to situate them in their proper positions. Purport. Although Sri Rupa Goswami renounced his family life, he nevertheless was not unjust to his family members. Even after renunciation, he returned to Bengal, where he properly divided whatever money he had gave it to his relatives so that they would not be inconvenienced.
So Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami were the finance and the home ministers at the Nawab Hussain Shah. And we know that they all had independent palaces. Now also if you go to Ramakeli, the ruins are there. Ruins are there telling that this is Sanatan Goswami's palace area. And palace means like huge, okay? It is like huge in square foot and all. We can't, I don't know to calculate only. Huge. And they had a separate bathing ghat for just for Sanatan Goswami to go and take bath, like that. A big bathing ghat. Means big means like nowadays, if you go to some temples, we see that pond, no, Pushkarni vase, something that size. So Sanatan Goswami he had his own palace, he had his own kund, like that Rupa Goswami had, like that is the level they were maintained by the Nawab Hussain Shah. Now Nawab Hussain Shah being a Muslim ruler, if he is maintaining them, what is the kind of benefit he was getting from them? So that kind of brain they had. He was the home minister and the finance minister, and that kind of richness, something these brothers just left, as someone may leave the stool when they go to the bathroom, they don't think of carrying it back. That is how they just left everything and moved out. But even when they renounced, now there was a lot of money was there now with that already earned. That money, Rupa Goswami divides it between his relatives, and it is told further somewhere that he divides it between the Brahmanas, his relatives, like good portion was given to like 50%, like that good portion was given to the Brahmanas, 25% for his relatives, and the 25% was stored somewhere for any emergencies, like that. So that way, very smartly, because they were intelligent people, it is not that they're dumb people. So they knew to deal with money. Just they decided that it was a personal choice to give up the money. Sometimes we come back in a situation where out of push or out of situation we get into a very terrible situation in this material world. That is not our choice. But Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami were the wealthiest of the people, but they chose to come back to the renounced order with nothing with them. But still the intelligence was there. Na? With that intelligence, he divided his property and then he comes to Vrindavan. So that it took 1 year for him. It was a little delay. Next one, Mataji, Swati Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. गौडेय अर्थशीला ताः अनैला कुटुंब ब्राह्मण देवालये भांतिधीला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He collected whatever money he had accumulated in Bengal and divided it among his relatives, the Brahmanas and the temples.
Relatives, Brahmanas and the temples. Very small portion he gave to his relatives. Brahmanas and temples, maximum of his portion of his wealth was given away. Gandhimati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
CC Antya 4.216. Sabamana kata kosani kari nirvahana nischintahana shigra haila Vrindavana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Thus, after finishing all the tasks he had on his mind, he returned to Vrindavana fully satisfied.
So that is the way Rupa Goswami was delayed by 1 year. Then he finishes all his work and he comes to Vrindavan. Next one.
दुई बाई मिली वृंदावने वास कैला प्रभु रे आज्ञा दोनी सभा निर्वाहिला. Translation: The brothers met at Vrindavana, where they stayed to execute the will of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So Sri Chaitanya Prabhu had instructed Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Now both brothers are in Vrindavana. So they together execute the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Read the purport, Mataji.
Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadadi Swapadantikam. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within the material world the mission of mission to full koncham fond Anita, sorry. Okay. Fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya. Give me shelter under his lotus feet. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were previously ministers directly in charge of the government of Nawab Hussain Shah, and they were also householders but later they became Goswamis. A Goswami, therefore, is one who executes the will of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The title Goswami is not an inherited designation. It is meant for a person who has controlled his sense gratification and dedicated his life to executing the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Srila Sanatana Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami became genuine Goswamis after dedicating their lives to the service of the Lord.
So we read this prayer. This is the Mangalachara portion of the Mangalacharan prayer where we say Sri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sthapitam Yena Bhutle Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swa Padantikam. So we say that Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, who have executed the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please let me get the shelter of these Maha personalities. That is our prayer. That is a Mangalacharan prayer. So point is they were such exalted devotees, and Prabhupada goes on to write that Goswami is one who has control of his senses. So Rupa and Sanatana are real Goswamis, but otherwise, unfortunately, later it is told that there some people say that oh, we are the descendants of Nityananda Goswami, like that. Means they feel that Goswami is a title that my dada, pardada, my great grandfather, everybody were Goswami, so I am a Goswami. So Goswami is not about a title; it is about a practice. That is what Prabhupada makes a point to mention here in the purport. Next one.
2 point.
Yeah.
4.218.
Hmm.
शास्त्रहानि लुप्ता त्रित उत्तरीला वृंदावने कृष्ण सेवा प्रकाशकारीला. Translation: Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami collected many revealed scriptures, and from the evidence in those scriptures they excavated all the lost sites of pilgrimage. Thus they established temples for the worship of Lord Krishna. Hare
So
Krishna.
these were the very important two instructions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to these brothers. One is to excavate the lost holy pilgrimage and then to establish temples. So these were two important things. Third one is to write books. So this is two things. So they did it. So that Govinda Kund and that Radha Kund area, everything was excavated. They were all lost actually. And it was slowly excavated and the temples were rebuilt so that the place remains always. Otherwise, now if we go to Vrindavan, if there were no places, what we would do? We would do nothing. So now we have that Madan Mohan temple, and then we had the place where Advaita Acharya found the Madan Mohan, that Advaita Vata. So all these places were lost actually over a period of time, because see now 5,000 years back now, we are talking about after Krishna finished his pastimes. Now then his great grandson Pradyumna's son, I think he had come and established Lord some people say like 3,000, 4,000 Krishna deities were established in Vrindavan. But then there was like 4,500 years that had passed, and over a period of time, so many things happened. And then deities and places got kind of lost. So Sanatana Goswami, they referred to different scriptures, and by their own practice and by the wish of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and by so many other things, they exactly they found which are the different lost places of pilgrimage, and then they established temples there. Next one.
Hmm, 4.219.
Hmm.
Sanatana Grantha Kaila Bhagavatamruta. Bhakta Bhakti Krishna Tattva Jnaniyaha Haite. Translation: Srila Sanatana Goswami compiled the Brihat Bhagavatam. From his book, one can understand who is a devotee, what is the process of devotional service, and who is Krishna, the absolute truth.
So this is the content of Brihad Bhagavatam. It says that who do you call as a devotee? What is a devotional service? Who is Krishna? See now, this is what is a process of these are the questions which Sanatana Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Varanasi. Who am I? So what is my, who am I means who is a devotee, and how to establish that relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is the process of devotional service. And what is the essential? So that is Krishna Prema, and actually who is Krishna? So these are the three essential principles which Sanatana Goswami had asked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in great details had described to him at Varanasi, and he established in devotional service. What exactly means devotional service? All that we have read already. So these things is covered in the book Brihad Bhagavatam. So they wrote books, they established temples, they excavated the lost holy places. So this is one of the contributions of Sanatana Goswami. And yes, 420.
220. సిద్ధానంద సార గ్రంథ దశమతి పాని కృష్ణ లీల రస ప్రేమ యహ హైతే జాని. Translation: Srila Sanatana Goswami wrote a commentary on the 10th canto known as Dasamatippani, from which we can understand the transcendental pastimes and ecstatic love of Lord Krishna. Hare
The
Krishna.
10th kind of the Srimad Bhagavatam is essentially starts with the birth of Lord Krishna and goes on. We have 90 chapters in the Srimad Bhagavatam on the 10th canto, which covers all the Vrindavan pastimes, it covers all the Mathura pastimes, and it covers all the Dwaraka pastimes and all other things. So, Dashama Tippani. Tippani means basically it is a writing or a purport kind of thing, at Lekhana, writing on the Dashama Skanda, on the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. That is Dashama Tippani, where in detail he explains the transcendental pastimes and ecstatic love of Lord Krishna. That was his another contribution, literary contribution. Yes, Sudha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Dandavats.
हरि भक्त विलास ग्रंथ कैला वैष्णव आचार वैष्णवेर कर्तव्य यहाँ पाइये पारा। Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He also compiled the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, from which we can understand the standard behavior of a devotee and the full extent of a Vaishnava's devotee. Purport: Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura writes, the Hari Bhakti Vilasa was originally compiled by Srila Sanatana Goswami. Later, Gopala Bhatta Goswami produced a shortened version of it and added the Digdarshani Tika. In the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, there are so many quotations from the Satvaka scriptures that sometimes it is inquired how the atheistic smartas can refuse to accept them and instead imagine some other opinions. What is recorded in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa strictly follows the Vedic scriptures and is certainly pure. But the attitude of the karmis is always one of giving up the conclusion of pure Vaishnava understanding. Because the karmis are very much attached to the world and material activities, they always try to establish atheistic principles that oppose the understanding of the Vaishnavas.
So, see, now here it is told that another third literary version which is mentioned, he had written many books actually, is the Hari Bhakti Vilas, which in detail gives about how the behavior of a devotee like that, what a devotee has to follow, and the shortcut version or the a portion means abridged version of it is Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who has written his Digdarshana Tika. So it is told Hari Bhakti Vilasa gives from the Satvata scriptures, that is from the original Vedic scriptures. It is not a concoction. Basically, it is not a concoction, but it is from extraction or essential principles which has been picked up from the Vedas and has been put across in Hari Bhakti Vilas. So Prabhupada says that even actually even the what you call the Mayavadis also have to accept, because it is from the Vedas. So it is very clear that the book written by by Sanatana Goswami it clears all doubts. Even the Mayavadic principles also it challenges and it puts it across that how devotional service is the essence. But as unfortunate as the situation is, they choose not to follow the writings of pure Vaishnava. That is what Srila Prabhupada tells here. Yes, Mataji. Next one.
Yeah, yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arayata Grantha Kaila Taha ke kare ganana Madana Gopala Govindera Seva Prakashana. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Sanatana Goswami also compiled many other books. Who can enumerate them? The basic principle of all these books is to show us how to love Madana Mohana and Govind. Purport. The Bhakti Ratnakara refers to the following books by Srila Sanatana Goswami. 1. The Bruhat Bhagavatamrita. Second, the Hari Bhakti Vilasa and his commentary known as Digdarshini. 3. The Lila Stava. And 4. The commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam known as Vaishnava Toshini. Sanatan Goswami compiled many books, all with the aim of describing how to serve the principal deities of Vrindavan, Govinda and Madana Gopala. Later, other deities were gradually established and the importance of Vrindavana increased.
So basically, is the Madana Gopala. Previously, his name was. Later, he's also called as Madana Mohana. And Madana Gopala, he is the Sambandha deity. Who am I? Who is the Supreme Lord? The Sambandh, the established. Who am I? And who is the Supreme Lord? So the Sambandha deity is called as Madana Mohana. Govinda is the Prayojana deity. The Krishna Prema we call, no? So that is Govinda ji. Like that, it is said. So these are the many books he has written, and he says that they here few of them were mentioned, and uh, how basically how a devotee can conduct himself, and how we can grow in his devotional service, and how he should worship. So all those details are there in his books actually. And later, the now we have the other temples, Gopinath temple. We have many temples in Vrindavana. Apparently these two were the original ones. That is what Prabhupada is telling. Mataji, next one.
Yeah, Rupa Gosai Kaila Rasamrita Sindhu Sara Krishna Bhakti Rasera Yaha Paiye Vistara. Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Rupa Goswami also wrote many books, the most famous of which is the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. From that book, one can understand the essence of devotional service to Krishna and the transcendental mellows one can derive from such service.
So this book, see, for us, Prabhupada has given 4 main books. That is Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the Nectar of Devotion, or the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Because this gives the essential principles of performance of a devotional service. And by performing devotional service sincerely, what are the transcendental mellows? What is the happiness that one can derive by doing such service? Has been elaborately explained. The do's and don'ts of devotional service has been explained elaborately in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or the Nectar of Devotion. Mataji, next one.
Yes, ma'am. Ujjwala Neelamani Nama Grantha Kaila Radha Krishna Leela Rasa Taha Paiye Para. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Rupa Goswami also compiled the book named Ujjwala Neelamani, from which one can understand to the fullest limits the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna.
There are a lot of esoteric books that has been written. So Srila Prabhupada so much did not, it's not a should not read or whatever, but point is we may not understand it with the kind of conditionings we have. So these are one of these which deals with the rasa tattva of Radha and Krishna. Next one, Mataji.
Yes, ma'am. Vidagdha Madhava Lalita Madhava Nataka Yugala Krishna Leela Rasa Taha Paiye Sakala. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Rupa Goswami also compiled 2 important dramas named Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava, from which one can understand all the mellows derived from the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Thank
So
you.
we know this pastime that when Rupa Goswami was going to Jagannath Puri, he wanted to have one drama only, but in the Satyabhama Pura, which is closer to Jagannath Puri, he got a dream where Satyabhama comes and tells that her pastimes, that is Dwaraka pastimes, want a separate Nataka or a separate drama. And then, so Vidagdha Madhava is Vrindavan pastimes, and Lalita Madhava deals with the Dwaraka pastimes. And we know that the preface or the initial verses of these 2 dramas were recited by Rupa Goswami at Siddhabakula in front of all the great scholars like Ramananda Rai, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all those things we have read. So we know about these 2 books, Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava. Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
दानकेली कौमुदी आदि लक्षा ग्रंथ कैला सेई sabha grante vrajera rasa vicharila. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami compiled 1,00,000 verses beginning with the book Danakeli Kaumudi. In all these scriptures, he elaborately explained the transcendental mellows of the activities of Vrindavana. Referring to the words Laksha Grantha, 1,00,000 verses, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura says that the total number of verses written by Srila Rupa Goswami is 1,00,000, Eka Laksha or Laksha Grantha. The copies count both the verses and the prose sections of the Sanskrit works. One should not mistakenly think that Srila Rupa Goswami compiled 1,00,000 books. He actually wrote 16 books as mentioned in the first wave of the Bhakti Ratnakara, Sri Rupa Goswami Grantha Shodasha Karila. Hare Krishna.
Shodasha Karila. Shodasha means 16. So he actually wrote 16, but in total he wrote 1,00,000 verses, 1,00,000 own verses. We learning only, forget it. Can't reading also is not possible. So 1,00,000 verses he compiled, and Jiva Goswami, the brother's son, the nephew of Rupa and Sanatan, that is Anupam's son, he compiled 4,00,000 verses. He was the person, what they call such persons of the time. He was that kind of knowledge, philosophical knowledge he had. So that kind of a scholar he was. Yes, Mataji, next one. Oh, yeah.
Yes, Tara Laghu Bhrata Shri Vallabha Anupama Tara Putra Mahapandita Jiva Gosai Nama. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The son of Sri Vallabha or Anupama, Srila Rupa Goswami's younger brother, was the great learned scholar named Srila Jiva Goswami.
He was the scholar at the time, and now also Jiva Goswami's books are found in the library of Vrindavana, in the Ramanareti road. No? Just if we are going from Krishna Balram temple towards Fogala Ashram on the left side, same side, we have that museum, or it is called a big museum is there. In that still we have the books of Jiva Goswami actually. So he was that kind of a big scholar. He was up that time. Now nobody is there. It is not even that time. The time we can say. Nobody can beat even now the scholar, that kind of intellect of Jiva Goswami. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Sarva Tyajite ho pache Aila Vrindavana Teha Bhakti Shastra Bahu Kaila Pracharana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After renouncing everything, Srila Jiva Goswami went to Vrindavana. Later, he also wrote many books on devotional service and expanded the work of preaching.
So he also renounced. He is much younger because he is the nephew, no, brother's son, no? But in a very young age, he renounced everything and goes to Vrindavana to be with his uncles. And later, his uncles go back to the spiritual world. But Jiva Goswami remains for a very long time, actually. He had a very long life. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Bhagavata Sandarbha Nama Kaila Grantha Sara Bhagavata Siddhantera Taha Paiye Para. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In particular, Srila Jiva Goswami compiled the book named Bhagavata Sandarbha or Sat Sandarbha, which is the
Essence. What happened? Hare Krishna.
I think she lost connection.
Who? Padmini Mataji can continue, I think.
Hare Krishna Mataji. From translation.
Yeah, translation.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In particular, Srila Jiva Goswami compiled the book named Bhagavad Sandarbha or Sai Sat Sandarbha, which is the essence of all scriptures. From this book, one can obtain a conclusive understanding of devotional service and the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So these are also the books of Jiva Goswami. Next one, Mataji.
గోపాల చంపు నామగ్రంథ సారా కైలా వ్రజ ప్రేమ లీలారస సారా దేఖైలా. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He also compiled the book named Gopala Champu, which is the essence of all Vedic literature. In this book, he has exhibited the ecstatic loving transactions and the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavana.
So here, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is giving the essence of all the books that has been written by the Shad Goswamis, or by at least Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Jiva Goswami. In brief, he is giving what are the books they have written and what are its contents in short. Yes, Mataji, next one.
सत संदर्भे कृष्ण प्रेम तत्व प्रकाशिला चरी लक्ष ग्रंथ तेनो विस्तारा करीला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the Satsandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami set forth the truths about transcendental love of Krishna. In this way, he expanded 4 lakh verses in all his books.
So totally so many, inclusive of all books, 1 lakh verses Rupa Goswami wrote, 4 lakh verses Sri Jiva Goswami wrote. Yeah, next one.
जीव गोसानी गौड़ा मधुर चलीला नित्यानंद प्रभु तमो अज्ञामजीला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Jiva Goswami wanted to go to Mathura from Bengal, he requested permission from Srila Nityananda Prabhu.
So then what happens is, Jiva Goswami once had a tour of entire Navadvip. He was very much wanted to visit all the pastime places of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he had seen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was a little boy of like 2 years old. That is the time when Mahaprabhu was going towards Vrindavana via Ramakeli, and that time he saw his uncles holding the straw between their teeth and offering dandavats to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by like surrendering themselves. And that time Jiva Goswami was a very little boy, 2 years old. So that is the time he has seen Mahaprabhu, and I don't think so he had seen later. And then now Jiva Goswami wanted to visit all the pastime places. And at that time, what happens is Nityananda Prabhu lived after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. And then Jiva Goswami comes from Vrindavan to Bengal, and Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu personally takes Jiva Goswami to all the pastime places of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is written, that is there in the Navadvipa Mahatmya, a book by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, where the different places of Jiva Goswami he had visited in Navadvipa Dham with the escort of Nityananda Prabhu. Mataji, next one.
प्रभु प्रत्येक तंद्र माते धरीला चराना रूप सनातन संबंधे कैले आलिंगना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because of Jiva Goswami's relationship with Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, who were greatly favored by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu placed his feet on the head of Sri Jiva Goswami and hence embraced him.
So this is the very important thing, that a connection with a pure devotee of the Lord is so much beneficial actually. Simply a connection, that Jiva Goswami did not have direct interaction with the Supreme Lord or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but his uncles received so much favor from the Lord that Nityananda Prabhu, knowing that, he gave that much love to Jiva Goswami as well. So it is told that when Srivas Thakur in Navadvipa, who was a very close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even his servant, her name was Dukhi, she got special mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is very important to connect ourselves with the pure devotee of the Lord. Always remain in sadhu sangha, always remain in devotees association. Because the Lord, when he is favoring them, will favor us also. Yes.
Ajnadila Sigru तुमी यहाँ वृंदावने तुम्हारा वंश प्रभु दिया तेन सही स्तने. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Nityananda Prabhu ordered Yes, go soon to Vrindavana. That place has been awarded to your family, to your father and uncles by Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and therefore you must go there immediately.
So he was then sent to Vrindavana because that is a place was that is kind of a project for Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So even Jiva Goswami was sent to Vrindavana. हाँ माताजी.
तांड्रा आज्ञाया आइला आज्ञा फला पाइला शास्त्राकारी कला कला भक्ति प्रचारेला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By the order of the Nityananda Prabhu, he went to Vrindavana and actually achieved the result of his order. For he compiled many books for a long time and preached the cult of bhakti from there.
He got special blessings of Nityananda Prabhu, and then he could establish so much in Vrindavan area and preach the cult of. He lived a very long time actually, so he books for a very long time. Radhika Mataji.
Sure. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dina Guru Ara Raghunatha Dasa Ihasa Bala Charana Vando Yan Ramuni Dasa. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Jai. These three, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Jina Goswami, are my spiritual masters, and so also is Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. I therefore offer prayers at their lotus feet, for I am their servant. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami's prayers that every chapter begins and ends with his Shashtang Dandavats to the Shad Goswami, specifically Rup, Sanatana, Jiva Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. That is his love for them. Mataji, next one.
Yeah, sure. Hare Krishna.
Come. Yeah.
Neita kahilum puna sanatana sangame prabhura ashaya jali ahara sravane. Translation: Thus I have described how the Lord again met with Sanatana Goswami. By hearing this, I can understand the Lord's desire. Hare
So
Krishna.
this was the chapter entitled of Sanatana Goswami meeting the Lord at Jagannath Puri. Next one.
Chaitanya Charitraye Ikshudanda Sama Charvana Karite Haya Rasa Ashwadhana. Translation: These characteristics of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are like sugar cane that one can chew to relish transcendental juice.
So the sugar cane, we chew, and we keep on getting that taste. And after we throw aside, again if somebody chews, then also sweetness is there. So it's an unending sweetness of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are there in these scriptures. There is no limit to it. It is always sweeter actually. Yes, Mataji.
Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padeyare Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Translation: Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I Krishna Dasa narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Purport: Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purport of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, 4th chapter, describing Sanatana Goswami's stay with Lord at Jagannath Puri. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Bol. Thank you so much.
Always, one minute. He always offers obeisance. We'll start the next chapter also. We have 5 more minutes. 1, 2,
Sure.
3. Radhika Mataji, you can read also. 1 minute.
Sure.
Yeah, 1 second.
Chapter 5.
1 minute.
No problem.
Yes.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, 5th chapter, 1. Vaikunya Kita Kalita Paishunya Vranya Piditaha Dainyar Naveni Mangnoham Chaitanya Vaidyam Ashraye.
First sloka of every chapter is very special, where Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami gives his heart to explain that. Please read.
Translation: I am infected by the germs of material activity and I am suffering from the boils of envy. Therefore, falling in an ocean of humility, I take shelter of the great physician, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, this is the heart which he is exhibiting, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, while he is every chapter when he is beginning, actually.
Mataji,
Like
why does he use the word envy?
No, that is his humility which he is expressing himself. Like he also has told that I'm a worm in the stool, like that. He actually feels that I'm so envious, I'm so proud, I am so low. That he actually feels it. That is his depth of humility. So, and he also expresses it. So that is which we cannot understand. We cannot
Got it.
understand actually, basically. Lalita Mataji has raised her hand. She can read it next one. Yes,
Sure.
Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
जय जय शचि सुता श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय जय कृपा मया नित्यानंद धन्य ट्रांसलेशन बाय हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु द सन ऑफ मदर शचि ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु इंडीड ही इज द मोस्ट ग्लोरियस एंड मर्सीफुल हरे कृष्ण
नेक्स्ट वन Mataji.
जयद्वैत कृपा सिंधु जय भक्त गण जय स्वरूप गदाधरा रूप सनातना Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Advaita Prabhu, the ocean of mercy, and to all the devotees such as Swarupa Damodara Goswami, Gadadhara Pandita, Sri Rupa Goswami, and Sri Sanatana Goswami.
Next one.
Ekadina Pradyumna Mishra Prabhura Charane दंडवत करी की चोक करे निवेदने Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One day Pradyumna Mishra came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, offering his respects and inquiring from him with great submission.
So Pradyumna Mishra was another associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and one day he comes and offers respects to Mahaprabhu, and he has some inquiry to make. Mataji, read one.
Hare Krishna. Shuna Prabhu Muni Dai. Shuna Prabhu Muni Dina Grahastha Adama Kona Bhagya Pana Cho Tumara Durlabha Charana. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My Lord, he said, kindly hear me. I am a cripple-minded householder, the most fallen of men. But somehow, by my good fortune, I have received the shelter of your lotus feet, which are rarely to be seen.
So he says that I have an inquiry, but I have this small mindedness, but I have this thought, so I'm trying to explain it to or express it to you. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Katha Suni Bare Mora Ichahaya. Krishna Katha Kaha More Kaya Siddha Kaha Haya Siddha. Sorry. Haya Sadaya. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I wish to hear topics concerning Lord Krishna constantly. Be merciful unto me and kindly tell me something about Krishna.
So this is a very important instruction. Householders always should yearn to hear the topics of Krishna. Pradyumna Mishra may express himself as a householder, crippled-minded householder, if he is saying, what are we? So he is a householder and he says that, please tell me, speak to me about topics concerning Krishna. Like that, he expresses himself to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. प्रभु कहे न कृष्ण कथा अमी नहीं जानी सबे रामानंदा जाने तारा मुखे सुनी. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, I do not know about topics concerning Lord Krishna. I think that only Ramananda Raya knows, for I hear these topics from him.
So Mahaprabhu, he is very, he is known to glorify his devotees. He is like, Krishna Katha, I don't know, ask Ramananda, because they had a very long conversation before in Godavari. So he is like, you hear from Ramananda. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. भाग्य तुम्हारा कृष्ण कथा सुनीता है मना रामानंद पाशायै करह श्रवणा. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is your good fortune that you are inclined to hear topics regarding Krishna. The best course for you would be to go to Ramananda Raya and hear these topics from him.
Mahaprabhu says, oh, it's very nice you want to hear. Oh, but please hear from Ramananda, like that. Yes, Mataji.
Krishna. कृष्ण कथा या रुचि तुम्हारा बड़ा भाग्यवाना यारा कृष्ण कथा या रुचि सही भाग्यवाना. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I see that you have acquired a taste for hearing talks regarding Krishna. Therefore, you are extremely fortunate. Not only you, but anyone who has awakened such a taste is considered most fortunate.
So, in some way, we are also very fortunate. Today, we are discussing about Krishna. We are discussing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is very important. Not everybody in this world are doing this. And spending their valuable time hearing Krishna Katha. But today Prabhupada has given us this situation and built us that fortune for us that we are able to hear Krishna Katha in association. Yes, Mataji, last one.
Hare Krishna. धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसां विश्वक्सेन कथासु यः नोत्पादयेत्यतिरतिं श्रमयेव हि केवलम्. Translation by Devendra Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A person who properly performs his regulative duties according to Varna and Ashrama, but does not develop his dormant attachment for Krishna or awaken his taste for hearing and chanting about Krishna, is certainly laboring fruitlessly. Purport, this is the quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam.
So the point what Prabhupada is explaining here is, it is important that one follows his varna and ashrama, he performs his regulative duties, performs his prescribed duties. So people in this world, many people tell, oh, we do our duties properly, we are very regulated in our duties. Yes, if that regulation in performing his duty does not awaken one's love for Krishna, then that is a simply waste of labor. That is what has been told by Krishna only in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The whole purpose of performing prescribed duties, because Bhagavad Gita also says that one has to perform his prescribed duty. The purpose of performing prescribed duty is to awaken love for God. Essentially, we have to awaken love for God. If it is by following the Varna or Ashrama, by spontaneously exhibiting one's love, that doesn't matter. But essentially, we have to develop love for the Supreme Lord, and it is very much easier when one follows the process of Varna and Ashram. That is the whole point of Varna Ashrama Dharma, so that when one is situated in his original constituted position, based on his nature, based on his what you call psychophysical nature, when he engages in the activities in this world based on his psychophysical nature, then it becomes for him easy to perfect his life by developing love for Lord. Because if we are engaging ourselves in some different activities which we don't like, which we cannot do, it's very much difficult, or if it's not possible, then we are so much engaged or lost in performing that activity, we have no time or energy to think of Krishna or do anything for Lord also. But when he is placed in his natural psychophysical constitutional position, then it becomes easier to perform devotional service. So that way Varnashrama is very important, but Varnashrama is not just all in all. That is what has been told here. Okay, Granthra Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्दे श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरि बोल।
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Pranam, Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Jai Sri